Don't judge me too much, but here are 6 movies that I waited way too long to watch for the first time. Let's start off with Michael J. Fox's classic, The Frighteners. This is a Peter Jackson directed movie produced by Robert Zemeckis, so you think, like with those kinds of big names attached, that I would have seen this thing. Nope, I did not. I saw this on the shelf at Walmart about a year ago, and I was like, what is this? Why have I never seen it? And oh my goodness, it's awesome. It's basically a ghost whodunit movie where Michael J. Fox can talk to ghosts, and he goes on like this kind of crazy adventure of figuring out who is behind a murder spree. And it's super fun. There are crazy characters in it, also super funny characters. I love the setting. I love the style of this movie, and definitely love the music from Danny Elfman. This movie just rocks, and I don't know why I hadn't seen it, but I'm so glad that I just saw it randomly at Walmart. I'd never heard of this movie. No one talked about it to me. I wish they did. Next is one that people did talk about, and I just didn't listen to them. Beverly Hills Cop. I didn't see this movie until about 2 years ago, and the first one especially just kind of blew me away. Like the opening scene, where you remember like the truck chase scene, I was like, I thought this was like, I don't know, like a more serious kind of version of Beverly Hills Ninja. I don't know. I'm just a Chris Farley guy. So I just kind of assumed that it would be like that kind of level of humor. And this is more Lethal Weapon than it is anything like that. This has action. It's serious, but also super funny at the same time. I just really dig this movie. Now, the second and third one, you know, you do have a falling off. I think 2 is pretty solid. 3 is okay, but the first one is like an all-timer, and I don't know why I hadn't seen it, but I'm very glad that I decided to. And also the new one, Axel F, on Netflix is pretty decent too. There's not a bad movie in the bunch, so that's pretty rad. Next up is one I've talked about before on this channel, The Fog. Obviously, I got the poster, you know, back here. I love this movie, and I hadn't seen it until a couple years ago. And I've rewatched it a bunch of different times. As soon as I watched it the first time, I was like, I don't care how much it costs. I am buying this Blu-ray immediately. And it was kind of expensive because it's kind of a hard one to find. You got to get it through Scream. So it's a great movie, though. It's a John Carpenter classic, but it's just a fun little adventure. It's spooky, not really scary, which I kind of appreciate because I'm not the biggest horror fan. And it's got like interesting designs in it for the ghost pirates and like having to satisfy their demands. It's like a really cool, more serious Scooby-Doo episode. And I love Scooby-Doo. So like, I just really dig this movie. I love like even just like the radio equipment. You know, you have the DJ there just trying to walk everyone through and see if everyone can survive and kind of call out the shots. She's basically the quarterback for this movie. And just like sitting there in the lighthouse with all her equipment, I dig it. You know, like I love that kind of stuff. I got my audio equipment right here and, you know, all this stuff. And it's just like, that's super fun for me. So that on top of this really cool story with good pacing and really cool visuals, especially at the time, the stuff that they do with the fog, the blue mist that comes rolling into this town, and just even the town itself. It's such a cool movie. If you haven't seen The Fog, you definitely need to. Another really cool movie that no one really talked about until I was like looking, I think even for this channel, like looking for underrated movies. And I kept on seeing this movie pop up in all these different lists. And I was like, okay, I've never seen this. I like Ron Howard. Beautiful Mind is one of my favorite movies. But I had never really seen anybody talking about Backdraft. And oh my goodness, it's so cool. Like, I'm finding out I love whodunits, but I love whodunits that are like just slightly different. And it's not just like, oh, there's a murderer. Like there's a ghost murderer, like in The Frighteners, or that there's a firebug and you got to catch the firebug and he's out like wreaking havoc across this town, across this city. And, you know, obviously Kurt Russell, one of my favorite actors, he's like at the top. It's like Harrison Ford, Adam Driver right now is one of my favorites, and definitely Kurt Russell. So like it's just so good. Even though it has one of the Baldwins in it, and I'm not really a fan of those guys, I'm okay with it. I kind of wish it was someone else, but I love it. Also, it is just like breathtaking how they were able to do some of this stuff. Like there are whole buildings that are literally on fire and not CGI, and somehow everyone was okay. Like, I don't know, man. Stunt guys, they deserve the awards even now, but like really a whole lot back then. Like this movie's kind of nuts when you start looking at it through like, what did these stuntmen do to themselves? But I love it. So if you haven't seen Backdraft, you need to. Talking about, you know, my favorite actor, Harrison Ford, What Lies Beneath? All right, I just did a reel about this. You can check out my Instagram and see that. But I just really love this movie because it's interesting. It's got twists and turns that you wouldn't expect. Basically, it is this couple, Harrison Ford and Michelle Pfeiffer, who begin to experience what they think is a haunting at their house. And you're kind of wondering, like, is it in their heads? Is it real? And you're just wondering a lot of different things throughout this movie without a lot of answers until the end. And I love it. And just the cinematography is what shines in this movie. Like, it is just kind of crazy, the stuff that they were able to do. Like I talked about in a reel about some of like the zooms that they used, and it kind of makes you feel like all of a sudden like this presence is with you, which is super creepy. But also like there's a shot where Michelle Pfeiffer is in a hallway and she gets knocked to the floor, and the camera like swings underneath her and shows her pressed up against the floor. Like obviously like that's like a glass floor or something, two-sided glass, I don't know, like some kind of trick to be able to do that. But just like sitting there, I was like, what? Like just like mind blown. How did they do that? That's so cool. And there's tons of shots like that. Like even this cover, like I love it. Even though it's so plain, because there's just something that this movie does with like the use of negative space and whites and mirrors, where it's just like there's a lot of clear things, and then like something colorful will like kind of come into frame, and it's super creepy and eerie, and I really dig that. So What Lies Beneath, it's a really fun movie, and I just saw it like maybe like a month and a half ago. Is a very recent purchase. Next up is a movie I saw about a year ago. I've seen parts of it, so maybe this is a little bit of a cheat, but I'm going to go with it. American Graffiti. All right, I love George Lucas. Obviously, like I just said, Harrison Ford, he's in this one too. Although, you know, for as much as people talk about Harrison Ford in this movie, he's barely in it.
Hey, you're supposed to be the fast thing in the valley, man, but that can't be your car. It must be your mama's car.
I feel like if I had watched this as a teenager, I feel like I would be a slightly different person. Like, it's just like really impactful. And, you know, it's about a group of friends, high schoolers, and it's like the last night before people go to college. And like, they're wondering like, do I go? Do I not go? What's going to become of me? What's going to become of the relationships that I have? It might sound a little weird, but it's kind of like a Christmas Carol in a way. Like, it's just Richard Dreyfuss's character just, you know, trying to figure out like what's happening in his life, who he wants to be, and kind of revisiting ideas and places. And it's just beautiful. So I love it. And then there's like the aesthetic of it all, and like really capturing like the 40s and 50s. It's just really fun. So American Graffiti is definitely one that I waited way too long to watch. So that's my list right there. These are the movies. I wish I had seen them before, but you know what? I'm just glad that I've seen them now. And if you haven't seen them, you should check them out. Also, if you want to be friends with me, here are some of the movies that I think maybe you should watch. And if you can't watch them, then we probably can't be friends. So maybe check out that video.